What's up, y'all? You're checking out Living Corporate on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell in that corner so you keep up to date with all the dope content we're creating here, driving real talk in the corporate world.
Look out for that office housework that women, and especially women of color, tend to be shouldered with, and take your turn. Just like simple things, that because I knew that there were men out there who did care about this and just didn't see it, didn't know it. That was my initial thing. I was tweeting from the Twitter handle Better Allies, and this goes back over almost 10 years now. I've been doing this work. Soon after I started through this lens of gender diversity and trying to help people see there were these simple everyday actions they could take to make sure that people could come to work and really thrive, I realized it's not just about women. Oh my gosh, if I think that, there's all these gender issues, there's so many more issues that allies can be aware of and support. So people now, I've really expanded my focus to people from any underrepresented group in the workplace. I am specifically focused on the workplace, not necessarily at society at large. And so those underrepresented groups, as you know, are people of color, as well as other races and ethnicities. It's people who have disabilities, whether they're visible or not. It's people who are members of the LGBTQ plus community. It's people who are older or very young, and making sure that we have workplaces that have that sense of belonging and inclusion so that everyone can do their best work and thrive. And the role of allies is to understand that just because you experience the workplace in a certain way, you have certain privilege that you should be aware of, and realize that not everyone has that same privilege. Not everyone's experiencing the workplace in the same way that you are. And it's your role as an ally to use that position of privilege to take some action, to do things to make sure that, again, everyone can do their best work.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I want to go back to something you said. I have a follow-up. Is like, at what was your point of unlock to say, I need to apply an intersectional lens to this concept of workplace allyship? When you say you really started on the concept of gender, how did you, what was the process to get to expand your funnel a bit?
Yeah. So the way I started getting ideas for what I should be tweeting, what things, everyday actions people could get, I got inspiration and ideas from social media. So listening and hearing about the experiences of people, and always thinking like, okay, if I were in that room, what would I do? So that was one thing. And I started, just because I'm really active on social media, I was hearing about the experiences of Black women, for example, or women, Asian women in America, and so forth. So that started it. I also am a consumer of research, especially the social science research around this topic of inclusion and diversity. And I started just reading much more about the research and the intersectional work that people were doing. So I can't say there was any like one moment. It was more just starting to consume and become more aware myself of my experience as a white woman is just one of the perspectives in this conversation, and I need to be more aware of what it's like to be members of other underrepresented groups.